Talking Point platform for news every day in our countries and law. For education, entertainment, political affairs, TV. We put enough Tanga one inside Sierra Leone like a big quantity. We breeze not a shit TV.
Yes, family, now welcome back to yet another very important segment where they come through the Talking Point platform. And by this time around, we all don't know, say yes, we country day on fire. We come today in a very, very tense situation, a critical, and this is not the time where we all for come together as Sierra Leoneans, we try for sure one thing when a law for the country we call Salon. Today, I can discuss a little bit of the things that would happen. I will can play for now some clip them will don't take place. The report from Umaru Fofana na BBC, this don't go international. This no longer a national affair. It don't go international. The UN don't pull statements. The EU don't put statements. The British High Commission don't put statements. American Embassy don't put statements. It seems as if perhaps now a very, very critical condition time for the government. Perhaps I no go determine, but perhaps it feel like the life of this government they come to an end. And we don't always talk. We not get no alternative to violence. We not forgive into violence. We not want to let people and take the law at the hand. However, we they encourage, we they ask, we they beg the authorities, the law enforcement authorities, we they beg the police, the soldier, let them exercise restraint, let them exercise professionalism. Mind you, from what you don't get, boku people that don't die right now. Boku people that don't die right now. Where he uncalled for. He really pathetic, and this is very serious. But for law we just understand for so right now as we talk, the country don't day in lockdown. Curfew don't take place. The vice president just don't announce a national lockdown. Coffee immediately. Just listen to this message quickly whilst we can do some analysis. We can play for now some of the clips. You said get the opportunity for send you message that the time this will for come together as Sierra Leoneans. We show more maturity, more respectful, and Lord we know say no other country pass. Lord listen the vice president wait to get for say.
Some self-serving Sierra Leoneans have intensified the call for violence and the forceful overthrow of the legitimate government of President Julius Maada Bio. Government has shown restraint in an effort to uphold the fundamental rights of citizens. However, these unscrupulous individuals have embarked on a violent and unauthorized protest which has led to the loss of lives of innocent Sierra Leoneans, including security personnel. It is also reported that public buildings, including police stations, have been attacked and burnt down in various parts of the country. Therefore, government wishes it to be known that as a country of law and order, these violations are unacceptable in all their forms. Consequently, government hereby declares a nationwide curfew with effect from today, Wednesday, 10th August 2022, commencing at 3 p.m. Government reaffirms its commitment to maintain law and order, including protecting the fundamental right of the general public. The security sector has been authorized to fully enforce these directives. I thank you.
All right, so Famul, that was the vice president where just don't declare national curfew, not the entire country. Now, but you go ask how we reach to this level? How we reach to this level? Why we degrade to this level will result in the loss of lives, including one security officer, according to a report we see right now. It's shamefully disgraceful. I know say plenty people on social media, don't they see some of them clip here? Large just bring can few. Leone says see waiting they go on a Freetown right now. All right, that's just a short clip. I doubt if you will able to get the voice and clear. Lord bring come Umaru Fofana we just make a report na BBC regarding this thing. Lord we count Umaru Fofana quickly and we count your analysis immediately after this.
Towns in the north and west of the country. And those are crowds there in the northern town of Makeni. They're chanting, "We want peace. Mada must go," Mada being the current president. So what exactly is going on? Well, our correspondent in the capital, Freetown, is Umaru Fofana, and he's on the line into the Focus on Africa studio in London at the moment. Welcome to the program, Umaru. First of all, what is going on?
Hi, Esau. Well, there are protests in the east end of Freetown and in many northern towns and cities, areas that are opposition strongholds. These people turned out and they were chanting like you have there, saying that they wanted peace and that Mada must go. Mada Julius Mada Bio, the president of Sierra Leone. I mean, I went to the east end of Freetown and I saw a lot of them, pockets of them in various areas, but quite a sizable number of them. And they set up roadblocks, burning tires, and the police responded. And I also have seen videos on social media from areas in the north, in Makeni, where large crowds also turned out there, and clearly they've been running amok with the police all day today.
Are these videos verified, the ones you've been seeing?
Yes, please, they are verified. They are verified pictures, and I've spoken to the police as well in Makeni, who initially described the situation as being tense, and then later on the head of the police in the region, Gabriel Tommy, said that, people have been running amok and, according to him, attacking police officers, but then some civilian sources have also told me that police have been opening fire on civilians in various areas as they tried to ward off these protests.
And has the government had anything at all to say about this?
Yes, the government has. A short while ago, I went to the office of the vice president, who incidentally is the acting president, President Bio, being out of the country at the moment. And I saw a lot of government officials, and they are having a special security meeting. I managed to pull aside the Minister of Information, Mohamed Rahman Swari, to get his reaction to today's developments.
MACP has been invoked.
That's the military aid to civil power.
The military aid to civil power has been invoked. So you now see visible presence of the army working conjointly with the operational support division of the police to restore law and order. Already, lives have been lost, including the lives of security personnel. Police stations in various parts of the country have been touched. Government definitely condemns this in the strongest of terms. This is very, very important. Self-seeking politicians must be behind this. They are using unsuspecting young people. They are exploiting the joblessness situation of the young people. They are exploiting the global economic situation, which they choose to localize at will.
Do we know how many people have died so far?
I can't put exact figures out now, but I'm aware that some civilians lost their lives here. Police officers were killed here. People lost lives in Makeni. I understand the Kamakui police station was touched. And this is very, very sad.
Is this not because of the way you responded to this? If only you had allowed people who wanted to protest peacefully, wouldn't this have been averted?
Nobody approached the police for demonstrations. All you had were a group of self-seeking, faceless firebrands issuing out threats on social media, and in one instance, they did a letter to the police. According to the IGP of police, all efforts made to reach the telephone number proved futile.
Isn't this because the last time they tried it, the last time there were people who formally asked for permission, they were turned down?
They were not turned down. They agreed with the police to postpone the demonstrations, and they still went ahead with it.
And that's Sierra Leone's Information Minister, Mohamed Rahman Soare. And he was blaming Umaru, what he called self-seeking entities exploiting the economic difficulties of the country. But is there more to it than seems?
Well, I think generally there has been, acute economic situation in Sierra Leone, which the government argues is occasioned by the situation in Ukraine as well as COVID before that situation. But joblessness here is really rife. Young people are without a job, and prices of commodities keep going up, and then this has angered a lot of people. And he says that politicians are behind it. The main opposition, or People's Congress Party, has vehemently distanced themselves from it. A short while ago, I spoke to the Secretary General of the party, Abdul Kagbo, who said that they condemned it and they had nothing to do with it. They believed in democracy and they wanted to return to power through the ballot box. So he says they have nothing to do with this.
And Umaru, just explain something for me. So part of the chance was that we want peace, Madam must go. Peace from what? I mean, Sierra Leone is not currently in crisis, is it?
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, the opposition here have blamed the government persistently that the government had, eroded on, their rights and freedoms, and they said that they've been referring to previous incidents, such as, some incidents in Makeni, in the northern capital, stronghold of the opposition, where some people were killed following a short disagreement over some electricity situation. Every now and again, they've started these instances saying that the country had been, in their words, very chaotic, very volatile, not peaceful. And
Nobody approached the police for demonstrations. All you had were a group of self-seeking, faceless firebrands issuing out threats on social media, and in one instance, they did a letter to the police. According to the IGP of police, all efforts made to reach the telephone number proved futile.
Isn't this because the last time they tried it, the last time there were people who formally asked for permission, they were turned down?
They were not turned down. They agreed with the police to postpone the demonstrations, and they still went ahead with it.
And that's Sierra Leone's Information Minister, Mohamed Rahman Soare. And he was blaming Umaru, what he called self-seeking entities exploiting the economic difficulties of the country. But is there more to it than seems?
Well, I think generally there has been, acute economic situation in Sierra Leone, which the government argues is occasioned by the situation in Ukraine as well as COVID before that situation. But joblessness here is really rife. Young people are without a job, and prices of commodities keep going up, and then this has angered a lot of people. And he says that politicians are behind distance themselves from it. A short while ago, I spoke to the Secretary General of the party, Abdul Kagbo, who said that they condemned it and they had nothing to do with it. They believed in democracy and they wanted to return to power through the ballot box. So he says they have nothing to do with this.
And Umaru, just explain something for me. So part of the chance was that we want peace, Madam must go. Peace from what? I mean, Sierra Leone is not currently in crisis, is it?
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, the opposition here have blamed the government persistently that the government had, eroded on, their rights and freedoms, and they said that they've been referring to previous incidents, such as some incidents in Makeni, in the northern capital, stronghold of the opposition, where some people were killed following a short disagreement over some electricity situation. Every now and again, they've started these instances saying that the country had been, in their words, very chaotic, very volatile, not peaceful. And
All right, Fambul, that's just a cross section of what they happen at the country. I know say a lot of una they follow up social media. This now a very, very worrying situation at the country where we love so much. 20 or more years ago, more than 55,000 people that lost their life. Now, this will be seen, but they say, when they ask for that, we all show some sort of like loyalty. I know it's difficult. I'm not there for support or defend government, but I look at the bigger picture. We know one level country degrade into point of chaos, anarchy. We are in lawlessness will take place. We don't become a victim. We don't see how it happen in our country where law and order break down. More than 50,000 people die. We don't want that to repeat. Now that make always with the tell politicians they get huge responsibility. When they give you a position of trust, you get for serve. You are there to serve. You are there to serve. You are not there to embezzle. You are not there to steal people's money. You are there to do the right thing. You are there to listen to the people. Now we don't see people that don't die. Citizens and ordinary people, innocent people that don't die. Police officers don't die. And we don't know if this number will increase. But again, I did try to make something very clear. Not to the first in this with a sick with a killing. Not to the first in this. Under this regime, in just less than 4 years, in just 4 years, the killing wouldn't take place here. It passed even it passed the term for Tijankaba. It passed the term for even Anes Bakoma combined. Because I mean, you get forces, you get you get tear gas, you get pepper spray, you get hot water, you get cold water. There are different ways for cool down tempo. But government they aggregate. I don't know. It's as if the people are where they behind the power, then they still forget say this not civilian government. Civilian government is different from a military government. And we don't see like where they don't begin to use force from what them begin from the issue of McKinney, Tombo, Padeba Road, it come out to a point that they don't reach to this level now. At each time people say they demonstrate, they go kill people. And I'm telling you, I'll make them very clear, now they deter people. In as much as we they preach now, I will not want violence take place. But believe me, governments get much more responsibility. Because at the end of the day, the security forces, they're very small compared to the population of the country. You're not going able, to be honest with you, you're not going able for kill Alma. You're not going able. And beside the policemen and soldier man and their family and their sisters, they self go one. Look what's happening. We don't want just make reference then to Sri Lanka. You understand? We not let that take place now, yeah. But we also say the government don't lose track. I don't know if not the beginning or the ending of this government. If I believe, say, if President Biona be listing president, for which is level. Any government within that power, you begin oppose. I mean, they criticize all the fault and they blame one person no more. It should say you are incapable. You know that's the know-how, the competency for man. From now this government can, they all talk about now the opposition, everything at the opposition. Instead of the dialogue, everything a power by force. The government can have power. Then come, then use force, then pull elected MPs there, then put your young people there. That one then I want God your people and not come, not forget. When it's just government just can. People that wouldn't work in statistics for 4, 5, 7 years, then can they sack them for no good reason. Absolutely for no good reason. Simply because they are sympathizers of the previous government or they are suspects. They're suspecting for being sympathizers. They sack them for good evenings. We see the president in cabinet, more than 80% of the people in Amende. They run the government. We don't talk this many, many times. You cannot You cannot run a government like an organization, like a school, like Oba, or old school boy, or Oba, Moba. Anyhow you look at it now, they look at it like a small entity, not a national. And when you begin to get the structural violence, this now structural violence are one of the small tier discrimination, injustice, violation of the constitution, things and way people get right over. Look, this government, nobody, people, it don't become so tight, so difficult for let person express in anger. Everybody, any serious person will talk something at the country, they arrest her. They want democracy. So you cannot. Democracy demand opposition. People then for criticize you. People then for talk. Why? Because for make you a better leader. But each time people then say we are aggrieved, then they use force. This they end fine. And President Bio don't go on the record for being one of the worst presidents. This was a man where you could look at by all inclination, all certainty that he's one of the luckiest people in the country. They overthrew 1992. He was the Secretary of State. From there, he go number 2. From number 2, he go number 1. He can get a fresh new opportunity as a civilian. Instead of unify the country, he sowed the seed of division. How can you have a government? 80% of the people are from one tribe. You can't do that. But anyway, let's just pause here. Let's just pause here. I go bring me colleague. Let himself can throw words here. I don't know. But it seems as if from all the indication, President Madario Bio now one-time president. We they feel of our country. We don't want we country going into problem again. Problem done too much. What's how would they want to go? If Axtafila God forbid, war going at the country, who's how would they want to go? Europe don't tight. Europe then get more than 4 million refugees from Ukraine. Europe get more than 4 million refugees, more than that from Ukraine. What size alone people then go? America they far. How many people there? We not go think. What's how would they go? Tell me about what's how would they go if you ask stuff like if you walk go now? What's how would they want to go? What's how people then they go? What side then they go for God's sake? What side then they pass for go? We see the president, even when people in the talk, left for travel, because this money when they travel, this every 2-3 days you get for church play. You go under every 2-3 days. Listen to the people there. The they bluff back say, anyhow, when I want talker, me, I go talk at the fly. Almost in it. It hurts the people there because for higher plane force, one plane is more than $150,000. Change that one into Leone's. Now we talk about billions. Believe me, it gets side the end. Even if now 500 youth man themselves, that one they able to engage in development or in job, it don't help 500 families. But we see if you check the president in travel alone, in travel, if he aggregates all that money there, and not to say you don't get ambassadors there. The president get ambassadors in a different part of the world, but yes, they choose for attend every little opportunity where yeah, some even if you're not invited. I mean, it's painful. But anyway, for that just summarize here, with a call on Sierra Leone and said, do you hear me people? I know certain tranga. Lord, we not allowed we emotions control with logic. Lord, we not allowed we emotion control we understanding. Now, one good country we get. Look at the losses where the country don't go through. Government bosses have been charged. Government bosses, they don't burn them. Police station, they don't burn them. Now, when they're not just small money, government don't lost revenue yesterday. Government don't lost revenue today. From the ex, government don't lost big money. And say that they come back. Tell government they come into normal back for can't try for put things in money. Would they go behind back? Believe me, now make me say violence is not the way. Me, I support the demonstration if we get credible information after the election, say Mother Bio rigged the election. Me go support Nandi. But as far as in few months more towards the election, Salon people, me, I they use me a small corner ya for la appeal to na. Do ya? Lord, we exercise restraint. Lord, we patient, we register, we go vote and make a decision at the ballot box. It clear now, Mada Bio now one-term president. There is no way absolutely Mada Bio will win the second term election if na fear and fear. We don't see it clearly. We don't see if free and fair, there's no way Mada Bio will win second term. So it clear. It clear. So but me people here, do ya now not put the cat before the horse. Lord, we patient, Lord, we register, we go vote and make a decision. Now bring you can doctor. What you make of this senior? You see we country degrade. Are we experiencing the beginning of the ending of this regime? All right, so family, we lost doctor. Yeah. So like family, like I talk. It painful. It really painful. I'll take some text. Once I slow down small so that me comrade go join. This one they come up from Bangura A Ramatuli, who say to talk border. And this one they come up from Elizabeth Kanu, say to talk my dear brother. All right, and this one they come out from James Nancy, say to talk. All right, this one they come again from Alaji Fofana. Yeah, this one back they come up from Elizabeth Kanu. All right, yes. Yeah, you just can't sign up. What do you make of this current situation at the country?
Well, I think saying a very sad times for Sierra Leone and
Will not they get you?
I say I think a very sad time, very unfortunate time for Sierra Leone.
All right. So, is this the beginning of the ending of this regime? According to you, think is it the beginning or the ending? The beginning of the ending of this regime, according to your opinion?
Well, I think just one of the compounding issues then we go mark the end. You understand of this present dispensation. You know, we don't already don't get several other unfortunate circumstances. But before I go any further, I just want to express me condolences and sympathies to everybody who lost a loved one. I say hello.
Will not they get you?
Oh, hello. Hello. You still get me?
All right, Fambul. Once my colleague they try for sort of in Mike here, we have just the extend. I'll take from your words now. Extend with condolences to the people who don't lie, who don't die, don't love them, don't lost their lives. The innocent civilians, the police, and with the acts, because we see some professionalism on the side of the military. On the side of the military, we don't know yet how the situation will turn because coffee in at the country right now. We don't know how you will turn it. We dey hope and pray and beg for let the security apparatus, the security agencies, then behave more professional. There are many things them for use. Water cannon, now go use water for spray power people. Now go use rubber bullets. Now go use tear gas. Now go use pepper water. Now go use wamata. Now go use colata. Do ya the killing is not called for. The killing of innocent Sierra Leoneans is uncalled for. It's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. I mean, for power not to. I mean, look at the 5 years when this government came into play. It was 5 years. It was 4 years ago. Now the 4 years on, the 5 years don't reach 4 years, and the 5 years don't left a few more months for telling say power not to forever. So you therefore always remember the Usan as it also today, people and they yesterday. When they say if them power, they are absolute. Today, they're like common people. So with the active security forces for make the show restraint. The killing for stop. The killing of innocent Sierra Leoneans for stop. The president for give the instruction. That I don't know how President Bio will end, but probably President Bio get for go on trial. Why they say so? Because the killing is too much. 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 It's too much at the country. Any small protest when unhappy for the kill. It wrong. We don't see protests in many parts of the world. How they end? They end peacefully. It's one of we obligation, one of we constitutional right for like we demonstrate, for like we protest. Even though we get for doing within the ambit of the law, at the same time it get for be peaceful. But the manner in which the situation, the president, because I know they give the order, they provoke the situation, it go get out of hand where perhaps we go get ourselves for blame. So would they call on the president for make use common sense, make instruct in police, let's instruct the army, make them be more professional, then get alternatives there for dispersed people. Tear gas day, fire rubber bullets day. This thing they pain some of it because we don't want our country going to war. We don't want that. We can't afford it. We will go back behind. We will go back behind. Behind. Look, when we know they're on war, we know they get people in for car help. If after funeral, God forbid, we go into war, who's going to go help we? Europe don't tire. America don't tire. Look the one at Ukraine, where they sponsor. They said they can tire safe. They didn't tire. They didn't tire. They didn't tire. Would I go help we? Tell me, would I go help we? Would I go help we? All right, family, we'll go tap here. We'll go bring for the information as we get time after time. Let me see if they take a few more texts and we say goodbye. Let me take this one. They come up from Abdul Jallo. He said, let's peacefully kick the current government out through the ballot box. Condolences to the family that have lost their loved ones. Yeah, we share the same sentiment. We share the same sentiments. Let we use the ballot box. Let we use the ballot box. Let we take this one again. All right, Fatike, so what about the killing of the policemen? This is what we have said. Condolences to all the people who lost their life, including the policeman, because for being a security officer, not so easy to sacrifice your life. And there is no way for you not sign for them can die then. You know so them can die then day. And we see some clip there, we're not gonna play now. We're not gonna play there. The clip there would sent to me. When they sent to we, if fearful for there, we put na ya. I don't want go to that level for begin to play the policeman. They wouldn't kill the people there. It too much. And also some of them I don't see them, but it will be fearful for that player now. But again, we go continue. We go continue for bring we will continue for bring the updates as time they progress. This one they come up from Mohammed Kamara. We'll say you are quite right, brother man. This one they come out from David Buckley Kamara, who said, "Bio for go, we no need make he resign." Well, this one, like how they always say, like a democratic elected government, it gets a term. If you look at the time hold on left, it's very, very short. In each 1 year, now a few months more left. June 25, would they go to line for go vote? For salon people, we not get better alternative. Believe me, we not get better alternative. We alternative what we get now this. We get for just patient, repair. It hurts, it painful, it hurts, it painful, it hurts, it painful. All right. So family, I'll stop here. We will come back with further updates now.